Okay, we are live. Temi Talkback, welcome to the live. Hi guys, welcome to our live. Sorry for the delay. I was having issues with I was trying to use my laptop and it's not working. Anyway, I'm gonna leave. Before we get started, let me introduce myself and I'll allow Lola to introduce herself. So my name is Faith, as you already know. I talk about Jakpa, where I talk about migration to the UK and other countries. So with the latest information, the latest happening, I've decided to bring up Lola to come and let's have this conversation. So I'll allow Lola to introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Lola. I don't know what this camera is. Okay, anyways, hi guys, my name is Lola, and I don't even know what I talk about right now, but okay, fine. Yeah, my name is Lola, and we're here to gist and talk about the latest UK immigration whatever that has been making news.
Yeah.
Has been making news since yesterday. So yeah, that's just what we're here to talk about, basically.
All right. Thank you all for joining. I'm seeing all the comments, all the questions. You already know what is happening. So recently, I think I've made several videos about this, talking about that very soon that the UK government are clamping down on immigration. So what is happening is that 2 days ago, they announced the data, the statistics of how many people have migrated to the UK from other countries, and currently the net migration is around 500,000.
500,000.
Yeah, so that's like 500,000. And because of the net migration increasing, this is putting pressure on education, housing, accommodation, cost, and health. So if you all know, if you're coming to the UK of recent, getting accommodation is very hard because
Very hard.
yeah, getting accommodation is very hard, and because landlords are increasing their rents because there's too much demand, there's high demand of housing in the UK. And this is something that this is the highest number in the whole history of the UK. So the pressure on the UK right now is so difficult that the prime minister had to finally made a decision. They want to cut down on net migration and they want to start with the student visa. So I'm gonna I'll leave I'll leave the link to this live so you can join. If you I'll if you want to join, I'm gonna leave the link below so you can join. Okay, so guys, pardon me, I'm sort of using my phone instead of my laptop. I don't know why my laptop is not working. I hope I can chat. I can leave a comment. Lola, if you can copy the link and post. I don't know. I don't think I can use my phone. Anyway,
Post
the
like on
link, the
Instagram,
invite
right?
link. No. The invite link in the chat. Are you using your phone or your laptop?
Yeah, I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah, I'm
is right.
using my phone too.
Okay. Anyway, guys, I don't know how to leave a comment down below because I'm using my phone. I was going to send you guys the invite link, but I will try and see if I can sign up here on my laptop and drop the link here. Anyway, so Chinwe is asking, I know you came into the UK via the study route, right, Lola?
Yeah,
So
definitely, yes.
what would you say, compared to now, with what is happening as an international student in the UK? A lot of students are leaving the UK, international students. I know
Yes.
5 who have moved to Canada or other countries. It's not conducive in the UK. So can you tell us more since you are the student here?
Okay. To be honest, I don't know why things just changed at once. As our last year when we came in, accommodation was not this tough. You could even see a house, you could view a house and be like, it's not my type, let me come back. But this time around, once you see an accommodation, in fact, I know people that are willing to pay up to a.
Can you hear me? Okay, your network is bad and frozen. So I'm going to leave the link down below so that you guys can join the chat. Okay, so some of you have been asking the statement of change. What is it going to affect? Student visas. So Lola, I don't know what's happening. Your network is bad. So what I'm going to say is that right now, what the government is saying is they want to cut down on student visa based on the course you are going to study. So they're not going to be allowing some certain course. They said it is low courses. They're not going to let people come in. Lola, if you can leave and come back, because you're totally frozen. I can't hear anything. Okay, yeah. If you can leave and come back, that would be great. Is it official yet though? Okay, it is not official yet, but it's something they're already talking about. They're not talking about it like from today. It is something they've been talking about since the new prime minister got in. Even before the new prime minister, I'm sure you guys heard of Braverman. She's like one of the ministers, and she's talking about what is happening. Hi Noel, nice to have you on my live.
Hi, hi, Faith. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks for
Okay.
tuning in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, I think Lola is back.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's an open discussion, so we can talk about anything.
Okay. So I think we should still. Okay. So, is the statement officially out?
No, like they just released the new statement of change for
The
autumn.
autumn. Yeah,
Statement
yeah,
of change. There was something about on the statement of for the autumn statement of change.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
but it's something they are discussing, like in the parliament, and it's something they will plan on doing. And when they are planning on something, and I'll tell you for a fact that some of the issue plans that they've had before came out in this autumn statement of change. I mean,
Yeah.
most of the things they talked about that they were planning on doing, that then it was speculation. It came out during the autumn statement of change. So I'm very sure this is something they are discussing. So maybe in the next statement of change, I think they're going to have another statement of change, or they're going to it's something that they can easily, announce it. So this is not the first time they're talking about it, and a lot of students who have deferred, who are still in Nigeria, who are planning on coming to the UK, and they are kind of worried, will this affect them coming in with their dependents? The truth is, if you don't come now, before they make it official, it might affect you. At this point, I know previously I was saying do not worry, or they've not finalized, but the way it is going, it seems like they might just release a new statement and make it official.
Mhm.
So Lola, you are the student. How is what is going on?
Okay.
What are you hearing from your end? Students in the UK. Can you hear me, Lola?
Well, nothing, like you said, nothing is official. Official. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, nothing. Okay, like you said, nothing is official, like official yet. But
Yeah. Okay. Your network is so bad.
on
So okay, guys.
from what we've been hearing, where's my network freezing?
So sorry.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, fine. So, like you said, nothing official yet, and I know a lot of students here in the UK that they are they are living because one, the cost of living is getting high.
It's
The
not
cost
getting
of
high,
living
it's
is getting
high
high.
now. It's so high now, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's high and it's going higher. And international students, most international students, they are not able to get let me say the kind of jobs that they do. that we do, because I'm also a student, the kind of jobs that we all do, everybody's just trying to survive. They pay school fees, you have to pay bills. For those that have kids, you have to pay for childcare and all of that. And so everything is just quite shocking. That's why most people that I even know, they are, well, most of us from the very beginning, actually, most of us just used the UK as a stepping stone, to be very honest. Most of us, we wanted other countries like Canada, Australia, the US, and all. But at that time, UK immigration seemed
A lot
fast and
easier.
quite easy. Yes, and quite easy. So most of us are actually in the UK just as as a stepping stone to our desired destination. So all of this is not even, some people are not really concerned about it per se, because at the end of the day they plan on leaving the UK. Now most students are finding it difficult. Like I was saying before I got frozen the other time, as our last year when we came in, accommodation was not this tough. You could view a house and be like, oh, this is not what I want, let me view another one. I know, you compare. But right now there are people I know that are willing to even pay for up to a year's rent, and they don't even care, they don't even want to view the house, because you know they just need a house. They just need somewhere to stay. Accommodation is really, really, really tough. And even up north here, people said accommodation was just like water. Like it was very common. You could come into a house and after 6 months, leave. But right now, even in Newcastle, I know people that up till now, people that resumed in September, up till now, they're still in hotels, they're still in Airbnbs, because they have
Wow.
not gotten accommodation. And then what is quite sad is now landlords, agents asking for um ridiculous documentations. Okay, fine. You ask for a UK guarantor. Even if you get a UK guarantor, I think usually when you have a UK guarantor, that is supposed to allow you to pay monthly. Like you're
Yeah.
supposed to pay your rent monthly. But right now, even with a UK guarantor, some agents, some landlords would still ask you to pay at least 6 months. I'm not like, so why are
Are
you
you
disturbing me
serious?
to get? I'm very serious, yes.
I mean, I know before in the UK, if you want to rent an apartment, you have to pay
Mhm.
like a deposit for like, do
Yes.
they still charge you for deposit and still charge you for six
Oh
months?
yes, you pay for deposit, you pay for 6 months. So in total, you'll be paying 7 months rent, because usually deposit is equivalent to 1 month's rent. So you'll pay for 6 months, you pay a deposit, and they'll still require you to get a UK guarantor. And if you can't provide a UK guarantor, then they'll ask you to pay at least 12 months. And these are international students. To be honest, we know that not everybody can afford to pay that amount of money for accommodation. Imagine wanting to rent a 3 bedroom house and the rent is say 1,000. Where on earth do you expect me to get £12,000 to pay for rent?
I mean, aside for rent, there's also the getting a job. So because
Yes.
I work in a recruitment firm, I'm honestly gonna tell you guys this. Like, I know I've been working with some international students to see if I can get them sponsorship job, but it's not easy because most companies in the UK are looking for experience, are looking for people
Yeah, they're looking for
who
experience.
have done the job who are, and so the only most times it's only care jobs that like consider international.
International
I
students,
spoke to
yes.
one international student recently. She's working as a carer, and she has gotten tier 2 sponsorship as a carer, but she did not want to be a carer. She wants a job that is something she's experienced with from Nigeria, but because they don't consider Nigeria work experience as anything relevant, so she has
Yeah,
to
they
stop with
don't.
so I mean, a lot of students are now leaving the UK to go to another country because things are now getting tougher. It's harder to get visa sponsorship jobs, and also it's hard for them to get a house. Or I mean, settling in is, I will tell you, when we came in, 2020, accommodation was a lot cheaper. I mean, in London we were paying 900 for a mini flat, a 1 bedroom, but right now we got 2 bedroom, we are paying 1,300. I mean, because we were lucky. Now
Wow.
accommodation in this area in London is the cheapest is 1,600. So imagine when you're coming to the UK with your family on a student visa, it's a huge struggle. You are a student, you're already in the UK, and you know what is happening. You know how tough it is for you guys. I mean, even though you're not here with your kids, you don't have children yet, just you and your husband.
No, I don't. Like those that have kids and have to pay for childcare. Like I salute you guys. No, you're not even a student now, so you're enjoying. But those are even students and they still have to pay for childcare with all of these things on ground. Man, like they are really trying.
So if you want
And
that, some Nigerians have they're asking like, what's the plan? Like they already got their student visa and they want to come to the UK. Some people defer it for September.
They should
Like,
come. Oh, they should come. Why? No, to be very honest, the UK is a land of opportunities, you know. Is a land of opportunities, security and all. And again, you get to experience a different culture. So yeah, people should come. But many of us that are here on study visas, the UK was not our final destination. That I always say. And because the UK does not really they don't have a straight path to settlement.
okay, let's answer
They don't
some
have a
questions in the comments. So guys,
okay.
if you have any question, leave it in the comments. I'll start from Sandra, the last one, so that so I can catch up with the rest. So Sandra, is it Sandra or Patel said, will the statement affect January intake? So okay, so this is what you need to know. If they are talking about passing a bill into law, okay, and the moment they pass the bill into law, it's gonna start counting from there. So let's say if this conversation they are having with the ministers, because this for it to be public right now, it means that it's gonna go into law as long as this prime minister is still the prime minister. So
Prime Minister, yes.
the moment they pass the law in the plans into law, the moment they release the new statement of change, that is what is going to happen. So when they are bringing in anybody that is applying after then, the person they will use the current law to judge the process. Hi Habib, thanks for joining the live. So
Abisoye.
is it Habisoye?
Okay. Hi Faith. Hi Lola.
Abisoye. Yes.
Hi Lola.
Hi, I think I know this person calling me.
This Bisoye. Alpha Lola.
Oh, yeah.
Hi Faith.
Hi. How's life doing? How's life treating you?
Oh, it's fine. Actually, I can resonate with this particular topic. I sent Lola a message this afternoon that when she was saying somebody was moving to Canada, I said that's just my dream. 2024.
She's moving to Canada. She's moving to Canada.
There's no second thought about the something that brought the camel back was my husband was working where he's working presently. He got a job that was like double the salary, but he could not take it because there was no sponsorship. So it's crazy. How would you get a good job, but because of a caveat, you can't take it?
That's it.
So to me, it's just like a systematic way to put students in a bracket. So it's like a ceiling.
Yes,
you can't go
that's
beyond.
That's very true.
So to me, I think what they're just after is just international students' money and nothing else. It's like they will use you and they will dump you. And at the long run, the jobs that their people cannot do, you end up doing it. Mm-hmm. So your thousands of pound certificate is automatically useless. You are not using it for anything. So why stay in a country that has nothing to offer you?
Thank you. Do you know that Australia, your study route, if you travel to Australia with a study visa, it starts to count?
Yes, I had to. I was surprised. I was shocked the day I had it. Because my friend is in Australia, she got a scholarship. She was like, what are you doing in the UK? I remember when I was at the airport, I told my friend this story. There was a lady, she was born in the UK, but she moved to France. So I thought I was going to UK. She said, what are you doing in UK? UK doesn't give, they collect. They don't give. They
As in,
collect, they don't give. That she
so
was
what is
young,
your
but she
advice
left.
for those who want to come? I mean, because it's as if when we are talking about like don't come to the UK, it's as if we are discouraging people. I just feel like if you have that a lot of money to pay for university in the UK, why not go to another country like Australia? Because
another country like Australia,
No,
Canada.
wait.
Those countries, they have
The thing there is that
a clearer path to
yeah,
settlement.
yes. But I think the rules are not as straightforward as UK. So that is why people
Yeah,
tell you
UK has the
it's faster.
simplest visa
Yes.
application, whatever. Yeah.
And I would advise people if you want to come to the UK, come. If you come to the UK, it's like you at least you know you are in a safe place. You know that if you
Yeah.
target yourself that I want to save maybe £500 or £1,000 every month, you have a clear plan. UK, if you say okay, I want this my monthly budget, it's hardly changed except your taste or maybe your taste just skyrocketed or something. But you can actually have a plan in UK and stick to it. So
yeah,
I believe even back then, I remember when we were back in Nigeria before Canada stopped the drop, we saved some money for our proof of fund. But we realized that the economy was not stable. And before we know, we started eating into that savings. So, but if you are in a UK, if you are in UK like that, you can actually save for other countries to move to other countries. And if you are
yeah. I
planning,
think
Yeah.
that's why a lot of international students are leaving the UK. I know like 5 students that are currently in the US and Canada from the UK.
oh, safe journey to them. I wish them well. They should not look back. They should not look back. Oh my God. When the lab posted that somebody was moving to the Canada, even that day I could not eat, I was overjoyed. It was as if I knew the person. Seriously, your life, it was as if I knew the person. I was happy for the person. Even I have to go and look for her on YouTube and follow her. Because, how will I put it? Canada will welcome you with so much love. Even as a student, if you are going with your children, once you spend 18 months, they'll be paying your children money. They'll be
As
paying
in,
for your kids. Yeah. Once you are a student and you spend 18 months in Canada, you can check it out. You are entitled to child benefits.
yeah, even in Australia, I think no, Sweden too. If you
Yeah,
travel
Sweden.
to Sweden as a student, the government will be paying you for each children.
Oh,
Here,
One child, yeah.
even when you're working, I'm paying £1,100 every month for childcare.
that's
Wow.
crazy. That's
Just
As
wow.
in one child. I cannot even think of having another child right now because I'm like,
What if you don't give birth to triplets?
excuse me, I would just carry my kid and go back to
If a
Nigeria.
child planning, how will I put it, avenue, once you get to UK, your sense will just tell you that please just put an end to childbearing for now. Just
Thank
put
you.
an end to it.
A lot of people are not like having the kind of family they want to have because of the cost of living in the UK,
Of
the
living, yeah, childcare.
expensive.
And I don't know, I stand to be corrected. And again, to me, I don't know, maybe it's where I stay. They are not welcoming to outsiders. I don't know.
They are not.
Welcoming. I don't
That
know.
is
I
spot
stand to
on.
be corrected. I stand to be
No, you're actually right. It's so difficult for you to settle in the UK. You always feel like an outsider compared to when they come to our country. We Nigerians are welcoming. We show you the rope, but here they are just
Yeah.
closed up. If
okay.
it's not your
Let me give you
fellow,
an example. Where I work, where I work because I decided to change it to like a 0 hour contract. If you are a black person and you are paired with a British person, they will look for every avenue to make sure that they put a query for you. I've
hmm,
not seen such in my life.
Wow.
Lola and Faith, I've not. Once they see that you are a black person, maybe they feel threatened, like you are coming to drag their benefits or you are coming to drag their
Take away their
opportunities.
jobs.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's what is being portrayed on the media, like students are. I don't know. Just don't
that
know.
is why the video I posted today is about work culture, the UK work culture. Like, you can't see you most times we misunderstand their kindness, politeness for like they care. They don't
No,
they don't care. They are going to throw you under the bus if
don't mix
anything.
it up.
They're
Don't
just
mix it up.
polite. You just need to be careful in workplace, especially those coming to work in the UK. You need to be very careful.
Mm.
You need to be very careful.
And please, what my own advice to people that are coming: have a plan B. have a plan C, have a plan D.
Some people
Yeah,
might actually enjoy staying in the UK. No, seriously,
yeah,
sorry to
I'm
cut you.
serious, Lola.
Some people might actually enjoy staying in
No,
the
nobody.
UK.
I'm on
Like
the
they
same
might
boat
just
as you.
want
I'm
to.
not enjoying it. That's the.
Good
It's
for
hard.
them, oh, if they like it. I can't even, because even sorry, oh, the houses are old, it's small, it's expensive. I don't know. Me, I don't like it. I don't know. But I will forever be grateful for the opportunity it gave to my
For the
husband.
opportunity,
I'm
exactly.
forever
Yes.
grateful because it's a safe place for me and my children. My children get to
Yeah.
experience a new life, and will be forever be grateful to UK for that. But for it to be like a long time plan for me, no, it's not for me. I don't see myself living here for a very long time. I don't. I don't
A
see
lot
myself,
of
because
people,
I don't want to
even
be stuck in
people
the
that
minimum
came
job.
on a work visa are actually leaving. Two of my husband's friends have gone to Canada. So someone is asking in the comment section. Choma said, how are students moving to Canada? Any ideas?
Yeah, now your students visa.
Most are going on study again, but
Study
most some are
again.
also,
Oh,
yeah, study again, yes. And
oh no.
some are going, as permanent residents. So whichever works for you, but you're sure that once you land in Canada as a student, you're very sure that your end goal is permanent residence.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to start looking for tier 2 jobs that will sponsor your visa and all of that.
Yeah.
You know that you're already on the path to permanent residency.
Okay. See,
So
Lola,
yeah,
see
some
now.
people are.
Imagine
Hi,
you are a
Enoch.
nurse.
Thanks for
Okay.
joining the conversation. Are you in the UK or in Nigeria?
No, I'm in Nigeria. I actually
Oh.
joined earlier. My network was bad.
Yeah.
So I've listened to you guys and I want to speak from the side of people in this from Nigeria, observing everything and see, the truth of the matter is, if you look at what is back home, right, and you look at the hardship, I mean, some people will still wish over and over again to be in the position to still try and be in the UK. You have no idea. If you go to TLS and some other places, you have no idea the crowd, you meet. People are still coming in, trying to open the last bus that is coming to the UK, right? Look at the hardship out there. I mean, salaries like 600, 700 that usually, used to be okay, for people. It's now even getting much more difficult for people to cope with. How much more people now earning minimum wage, right? So for people in the UK also, I mean, if you are moving to a country like United Kingdom, I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing in a long time that the United Kingdom is actually relaxing some of their procedures in allowing people in, right?
Yeah.
In years back, it used to be very tough. Trust me. Canada, as much as they need lots of people, it is still tough. Also, let's remember, same as
Yeah.
Australia. Australia is quite big. Canada is quite big also. In fact, bigger than the United Kingdom, right? And they need lots of people, but they are process heavy and it is still stringent. But I said all of that to say this: if you're coming to the United Kingdom, I think one needs to come with a proper plan. Plan
Thank
A,
you.
B, C, D, E, F, G, as
Exactly.
much as possible. And
Yeah.
also, you flip on the scenario based on, I know, fine. Sadly, we can't remove family dynamics. Let's say you just got married newly. It's a good opportunity for newlyweds. And also, maybe you just got married and you just have a child, it's also good, But if you're coming to the United Kingdom, and I was telling my friend, like, what happened in 2012 might likely happen. The post-study route and the post-study work visa might get pegged, right?
So, right.
Because, yeah, and you see, and I laugh because there are lots of universities in the UK, and I laugh, I mean, there are lots of universities in the UK, and when I see people do certain courses, I laugh. I can't come study route in the UK and I'll be doing. I mean, no disregard to anybody doing any course. I mean, but
Yeah.
when you find out the genuine intention of some people, the aim is just to jackpot. The aim is just to leave. You understand? But you need to do it with a plan because there are a lot of shock that will come your way. And I think some of the people that might be able to cope easily are maybe people in the banking sector. I don't know. Let me not be too sure. Reason is because the ecosystem in the banking sector is quite, I mean, you have to be on your toes. So I think they might cope easily. But some people in certain sectors, it might be a lot of cultural shock, lot of shock here and there. I even heard from some people that some students are not even qualified for post-study work visa. Is that sad?
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
So I think people should come with a plan. And also, see, we can't all just pick up menial jobs at the end of the day. We need to contribute to the economy.
But that
If
is
I want to come to
menial
the
jobs.
UK, if I want to come to the UK, for instance, right? I mean, I'd rather pick up something in a shortage occupation list or in high demand and try and flow into that and try and learn. And I think what they want to do, like that I sense, is their body language is two ways. They won't put it out there that they are totally against migration, right? But what they want to do is they will stylishly peg it by bringing much more stringent rules.
Exactly.
For instance, they might introduce maybe IELTS, or they make it more stringent to filter in more people. One,
Or
another
even
thing,
cancel dependent visas.
Exactly.
So for dependent visa also, they might cancel it also. I mean, it depends. We don't know. But the idea is, if you notice what the Prime Minister said what they said in the autumn statement is they want people internally to start taking up capacity. And I see that as an opportunity for people, especially people in dependent of students that have opportunity for post-study work visa. I think they should take up skills, learn, right? Contribute to the economy.
Sorry to cut you short, Noel. What's the advantage of your suit and tie in an office without sponsorship? I don't understand it.
So I would let me come in there, right? So I think most of the time we don't look at the bigger picture at the end of the day. See, let me tell you something. There are two things. Not everybody will get sponsorship, and the moment we are able to tell ourselves that truth, I think we'll be able to live with ourselves.
Thank you.
That's a very hard truth.
That is the very hard truth. Not everybody will get sponsorship. Now, for instance, with a UK experience, there are other. See, Faith, I've been following your channel for a while, and it made me realize that studying other countries, my actually dream country is Netherlands. My dream country is Netherlands.
I have like 3 different people that just moved to Netherlands, and like everything they have to say about that country has been so sweet.
It's a fantastic country. There are other. I'm not saying it's easy, but with a UK experience, it is better than the Nigerian experience.
That's true.
God will bless you, Noel. God will bless you. You just hit the nail on the head.
With a UK experience, it's better than a Nigerian experience. So give or take, it's still a positive. You understand? And nothing stops you from rejecting. Let me tell you the truth. Most people I speak with,
Jackpa inside Jackpa.
Exactly. Most people in the UK that are Nigerians, Canada is the destination. Definitely. So what they are trying to do is using UK to prep up themselves.
So
they use one person as the door to come in. And see, if I come to the UK, I won't be concerned about making the cheddars. I'll be concerned about the long run. Like, how would I sustain myself or my children? What is the game plan? What do I have to do today? You understand? It's because, see, this money, you will chase it. And some people die trying anyways, right?
Yeah.
But I think people need to be strategic and tap into this opportunity.
There are also European countries that they're like not really looking at, that maybe people are looking down on. I understand that the language barrier can be a problem, but trust me, I know 2 Nigerians who are currently living in Estonia, and they only have good things to say about that country.
Yes,
Estonia too.
Yeah. So like I said, let me just wrap up my point. I think we need to be very strategic. And see, I was not expecting UK to open their door all through. I knew that this bonanza was going to end. Trust me. No, it's the truth. See, we need to see. The problem we have is, and I'll tell you I tell some people will still come as they are going. They will still come back home. I tell my wife this. She said, no, don't say that. I said, some people as they are going, they will still come back.
That is just
still come back. Truth. And even coming back is not for bad. You need to look at the positivity in it also. Coming back to
it's not for bad.
Better people. You understand? So it depends on how you want to flip the coin at the end of the day. You understand? For me, I think it really favors young family, right? That are I mean, young couples or young growing families
Newlyweds,
that
no children.
that can, yeah, exactly, newlyweds that can really adjust and adapt. You understand? Because trust me, if you go to TLS, you will understand. You see one person with 7 dependents. Think about what pressure it will have on their education. And you
Yeah,
see some of these, and I tell
Wow.
people something that is very easy for any advanced country to insult Nigeria. But guess what? Because we have a lot of pressure on our even not working social amenities. These guys have social amenities and they have people, the proportion is up is accurate.
yeah,
You understand? So look at their schools is free. But if you have more people, the food that they've rationed, for instance, for the children, you have more children and they have to cater for all of them equally.
yeah.
Yeah, some people can come here, yeah, after all, they take in tax. Yes, tax, but have they been able to increase and expand this facility?
True.
So I think it will be good for people to be strategic, think of how they can contribute positively. Trust me, they will see the bigger picture that way.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Noel. This was a very good one.
Thank you so much. Like
You're welcome.
you really made you really made points. You really made points.
Hi,
Honestly.
Susan. Thanks for
Hello,
joining
good
us.
evening. Thank you so much for this
Hi,
opportunity.
Susan.
Good evening. Thank you so much. I've never been in a live. This is the first time. Sorry, I'm not prepared to show my face.
No, it's
Okay, so
fine.
I just want to talk
No
about
problem.
my experience. I'm a dependent
Okay.
in the UK, and then I'll start from my journey to relocate to another country. So I started with Canada in 2018. And then I tried to go into the pool, try to build up my points. I wasn't getting there because of my age. And then COVID came, that was shut down. And then I tried to apply to a school in Alberta. I paid my school fees for the first year because it's a two years program. And then I applied for the visa, waited for 6 months, and I was denied last year.
Oh,
Wow.
Before that denial, I already had admissions in 3 schools in the UK. One Coventry, one in uh 3 schools, but I was not really interested in the UK. My target was Canada. So mainly I was denied in Canada. I have a friend that is in UK and she's been here for 12 years. She came through this study route too with her husband then. And she encouraged me, oh, Susan, come to UK. I know you don't really like UK, but I feel UK is the best place for you right now since Canada has denied you. And then she advised me, she said, if you're coming to the UK, since the Canada denied you, let your husband be the student. So I was denied last year, October. No, last year, what's it, October? I don't know. Last year, October, yes. I was denied last year, October, and I applied for my husband for January batch in Coventry. And to my surprise, I got the admission in a week.
oh wow.
Yes, and I started that process for him. Now, where am I going to? In life, we prepare ourselves. It's a process. Everything you're doing is a process. It's time. And a lot of people have been saying, oh, I've come to UK 1 year. I'm not making it. I'm not doing anything. I'm struggling. I'm unhappy and everything. But there's this point. When you were in Nigeria, the stage you were in Nigeria, it took you years to get there. You didn't get there overnight. The position you were in Nigeria, you didn't get there overnight. So we shouldn't expect to come to a country to start all over again and get to where we want to get to overnight. You have to plan. You have to have that focus. You have to follow that focus. You have to follow through with anything you're doing. Like for us that came to UK, we had to raise a lot of funds to come here. We had a plan that, okay, we must pay our rent for a couple of months. We must, basic amenities, probably buy a car that will carry us around. We knew that the student works for only 20 hours, dependent works more. So we made proper preparation for all of this. But a lot of students come with the mindset of, oh, I'm coming here to work for my school fees. And they are under massive pressure. They're under crazy pressure. They are not going to school. They work with agencies back to back to meet up paying their school fees. They are not gaining anything from school as far as I'm concerned, because they're not even going to the school. They're working to pay their school fees. People are helping them do different things at the back and all of that, all in the aim of, getting stay in the country. And then let's not forget this. I've seen some students that have come out in the last set and gotten sponsorship visas with the course that they came to study. we have to be very strategic in anything we're doing. Number one, the course you're picking. I've been watching you. I've been following you for since last year. That's when I started following you. And you've always said the course you're picking must be something that is on the shorted list. Pick something on the shorted list. Follow through with your course. Before you even finish, start looking for jobs. Look for companies that can give you jobs, that will give you sponsorship.
Yeah.
So it's not just about care. There are other companies that if you have that skill, they will give you that job they're looking for. You have to work towards it. If you don't have a work experience at the background, start doing some small jobs, or look for a job that, even if it's what they call this, even if it's
part-time,
working for part-time, working for free without pay,
volunteering.
Exactly. Do those things. So
You know,
that
it was easier before now it was easier to get sponsorship, but I feel like the pressure, like the UK net migration right now is 500, 500,000. That's the highest, and they are scared, to be honest.
Definitely they'll be scared. Definitely they'll be scared. Like, how do they want to cater for all these people? And then we are all coming to our dependents, our children. They have to cater for the children too. Health-wise too is under massive pressure and all of that. But we need to find a way. We are Nigerians. We have to find a way. Have your plan, as you said, have your plan A, have your plan B, have your plan C, have your plan D. If this doesn't work, what happens next?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, my husband is finishing like by January, and I'm like, okay, I was in banking when I was in Nigeria, and then when I got here, I tried to get banking jobs, and then the job I got with Lloyd was customer care. I did that for a month. I was not happy with myself, and I said, okay, I need to do something else. And then I have a child that's special, and that was the main focus why I said I needed to leave Nigeria, because we're spending so much money in Nigeria, and I was not getting that result I needed for my child.
Yeah.
And coming to UK, I see that they're very good in autism, and what he's getting in UK here, I did not get half of it in Nigeria. I didn't get it in Nigeria.
But they have exception. Like, if you have a child that's special, you have exception to taking some public funds, but you need to talk to someone to get that confirmation. You can call citizen advice. Like, you can access some public funds for. It doesn't matter if you're restricted to, recourse to public funds, but if you have a special child that's affecting you to be able to go to work and all of that, you have access to that. I mean, the truth is, people need to make plans, like, just in case it didn't work in the UK. Instead of going back to Nigeria, you can move to another country from here. The moment you land, if when we came to the UK it was like this, trust me, we would have left long time ago.
True.
It's stressful right now. I'm not going to lie. It's stressful right now. I mean, it's not like you're seeing the money, but the struggle is real. Aside the struggle, the loneliness, things are different right now. I'm not going to lie. And someone is asking, does the new policy, is it going to affect those who have not been in the UK, who are not yet in the UK?
Definitely,
or who have been in the UK? No, if you're already in the UK.
Those that haven't come to the UK, to affect them. Because I was seeing it yesterday saying that if you're not going to top school in the UK, you may not get the visa.
Yeah.
And I Googled to check the top schools. All the schools I'm seeing are very expensive schools.
As in
bloody expensive schools. How do you want to cope going to those kind of schools?
Yeah. But Susan, is this rule about top schools, can they keep their hands off international student fees? Because to be fair, we are the one funding their schools.
True.
Is how will I put it? Is as plain as daylight. We are the one funding their schools. How much are they paying for their school fees? The home students, even they hardly like go to school like that. They don't really believe in school, because even without certificate, you can do some apprenticeship and you get good jobs. You can do so many things. So even international students are the one. So let's just see for how long they can keep up with this. Let's just see. But I would advise people, look at other European countries. My friend studied in France and she didn't pay a dime.
Sweden free.
Yeah, France. And even the government were paying her upkeep every month. Even when she was through with school, they were still paying her. She had to call the embassy that she's through with school. So they stopped the fund.
I think
so as a student, they'll be paying you. France will be paying you like a stipend every month. And you don't need to pay for school fees. And in Germany, if you can study German to B2 level, you will go there free. So there are so many schools in European countries that you don't even need to pay. You don't even need to pay that much. And you can still get a good pathway to PR.
Yeah,
So
true.
people should look into
True.
it, not just UK. I wish I knew about Sweden. I would have gone to Sweden rather than coming to the UK.
True.
No, to
But
be very fair, to be very honest, Sweden was actually one of the countries we're also planning, because I think their PhD is free and then the government also pays you. So my husband was actually, applying to PhDs, but then it was not just fast. To be very honest, I just wanted to leave Nigeria then. So that was why we opted for UK, because UK was fast. Their immigration, their visa process is fast and quick. So yeah, Sweden is also a very, very good destination.
Hi, Omoba. Thanks for joining the live.
Yeah, hi everyone. I was
Hi.
actually enjoying all the discussion, and I just felt I need to share some, let's say, some experience, not knowledge really, because I came into the UK on a tier 2 visa April this
okay.
year, and honestly, as at last year, going with the situation in Nigeria, I was also planning to come on a study route, but fortunately for me, I got picked up with, I got a call up from one organization that I joined in April. So it's just like an advice from my own side, because I know things are difficult in Nigeria, and what you call a best life in Nigeria to an average person living in UK is just a normal life. You know what I'm saying? You cannot impress anybody with whatever. And I think why most people is choosing the UK over every other place is the simplicity of getting maybe the admission or getting easiness of entry into the UK. I think that's why most people. But honestly, I just want to share like an advice. Personally, for the few months I've used in the UK, just like someone said now, it is not about your certificate or about this, what you can have a PhD here. It does not guarantee you for any level of role or promotion. I'm working with a boss right now that academically,
You are
I'm,
ahead.
I'm ahead. I have my MBA from OAU in Ife before I left Nigeria. Most of these guys are just maybe on a trainee program, technicians, and
Wow.
yet I have most of them that are regional guys. If young chaps, and education is not a factor to progress here. I'm just telling you from experience.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
what actually prompted me to join this live was to let people know that, look, presently I left my family in Nigeria for you to know, because if I have to spend what I'm earning in the UK, then I'll be working very hard. For instance, I'm an operation engineer in UK, and I cover like 17. In 4 months, I've traveled everywhere in UK, and
Wow.
I go about. So I'm telling you, coming with my family here will not make them enjoy anything, because I will
Thank
still have
you.
my wife and kids at home, and I'll like this week, for instance, I was at Lutherworth in somewhere close to Birmingham. I don't even stay at home. So what's the essence of bringing a family? And what's the essence of paying half of my salary on apartments?
Oh
I
my
think you
god.
understand. So what I'm
Chai,
telling you, that's a tier 2 guy working on a tier 2 visa. But
imagine.
now imagine the kind of life a student will be subjected to. And at the end of the day, you might end up not getting what they promise you. Because UK have a way of doing their thing. They can just wake up a day and just tweak the requirement. And you
And
don't have
that
a
says
say.
everything.
You don't have a say. So what I'm saying is, look, one of the best countries, like someone mentioned, is in the Netherlands. I've loved Netherlands, and today, if I decide to apply to Netherlands today, I think I'll get something. So my advice to people is just see coming to UK as having maybe a foreign experience. Don't despise any job.
Sure.
Try and take
Mm-hmm.
up job, but not anyhow job. Try and take some job. It's make sure the narrative of the job or job description is something good. And I trust Nigerians. We know how to do CV. I'm telling you, I'm just like 7 months in the UK now. And as at yesterday, something just pricked my senses that, look, I always update my profile on LinkedIn, but I've not done it because of there was no time for me, and I was already losing myself in the UK. So something just pricked me yesterday that look, I saw a company in Netherlands, and I'm telling you what I'm earning here. If I should get to the Netherlands, I'll be like a king. But I'm not actually desperate because Nigeria, we have this spirit of loyalty. A company sponsored me all the way from Nigeria. People don't believe it's possible. So I just want to give the loyalty back. The company is so big that they are not tying me down to any contract. I can leave. I got a sign-on fee, every bonus, but still they don't tie you down. So it's one of the beauty of European countries and UK. If it was Nigeria, they will have tied you down to maybe like you must work for me 10 years, something like that, before you're able to go with the kind of offer I got. So I'm saying, coming to the UK, just see it as you are gaining your experience. You have to have a clear plan, not just plan A, plan B. Your plan must be clear, crystal clear. That look, for instance, okay, let me just be plain. My own plan, for instance, is after 5 years, if I'm able to spend 5 years and not get job somewhere, I will get my ILR, for instance, and maybe the following year I get a British passport. That's my target. I don't see myself spending more. In fact, I'm already getting exhausted before 1 year in the UK. It is that bad. I'm telling you, I'm exhausted, like I'm choked. So if I see any better thing, but the beauty of maybe having a second citizen is what is actually driving me to continue. Imagine someone that is you're on a 5 years assignment and you're already tired in 7 months. No. Like I'm telling you, there is nothing. UK is just like an advanced Nigeria. It's just due to bad leadership that we have back home. Nigeria is worse. Today, maybe fuel is 245 or whatever. And people will take it with peace. And no, there is no protest. This kind of thing cannot happen in North Africans. We accept everything. You even see people going to queue in a filling station. We cannot stand for our right. And the most painful part, look, we cannot dictate what UK do if we cannot dictate what our leaders do back home. I could see some youth following the present dispensation, campaigning for them again. So do you think the other countries are not seeing how insensitive we are over in our country? So are you telling me they want to do anything to maybe to streamline their own maybe policies to suit us? That's what I'm saying. Just come, enjoy what you can enjoy, and plan yourself. My destination, to be sincere, is 2 places. The first place is Netherlands, and the second place is either Australia or Canada. And don't plan long term. Don't plan long term. Don't plan long term. You see, I'm feeling so sad for students because I have a friend, for instance, we graduated from OAU together. He has finished at the university in Leicester here. And I keep following up with this guy. How far with your post-study visa or whatever? Do you know that this guy is talking to me now about maybe the helping people to build Shopify? These are skills that you should start learning. Some skills. Don't just put your egg or maybe your egg in one basket. Things might not work out in the UK. It's not our country. So we should be grateful. You understand? We should be grateful for any little thing we are getting and thinking of going to places where we are welcome. In UK, the truth is nobody is welcome. The UK is a business center. All right.
God bless you, Moba.
Thank you so much.
You know how to live.
Thank you for your
no, Lola, see, if you see somebody that is not selfish with the truth, it's rare. He just said it's just a business. It's what people are bringing. It's your money they are interested in. For your long run plan, they are not interested in it. Just come with your money and come and pay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say for those of you watching, like if you have applied for your school, university, please do not defer. If you can come now. Honestly, do not defer.
Exactly.
If you have your admission right now, those of you watching, you're planning on coming via the study route, you've gotten your admission, do not defer it to next year. Come now. If possible, like he came on his tier 2 visa and he didn't come with his family. Honestly, if I knew what I know now, I would have left my daughter back in Nigeria and come with my husband. To be honest, it's so hard, especially when you have kids that are below the age of 5. So if you defer it, come with your partner, your wife, so that both of you can hustle, leave your kids back home, because it's not going to be easy. I mean, so if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. And I mean, if you have any other contribution or
And again, please, Faith, I will advise students and their dependents, because what myself and my husband did was, like I said, don't worry, I will be the one to take the care job that comes with sponsorship. You just focus on your career. Because I've seen couples that both the husband and wife, they are stuck in care. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
If the husband can sacrifice himself, or the wife, good, so that at least the other person that is still following his own dreams or his own career can still pull you out of that care. Maybe when he gets his own sponsorship or something, but at least one of you is growing. But I've
Yeah.
seen husband and wife that one person is the person that is on the sponsored care, and the other partner too is in care. I don't understand why. So please, people should not fall into that trap. If you
but
know, just, I told my husband, I said, this is what you are going to do. I will be the one. You just focus on your engineering. We will save up. I'll
Career.
go back.
Yeah.
I will start my French class for Canada, and we will save for within so year for our proof of fund, and we are out of here. So people should not fall into that trap where husband and wife will be doing care.
Just be
Please.
stuck in care.
so the thing is,
So take me along where you're going to Canada. I'll be
in the
saying,
UK,
put
one
inside
Oh,
your
Lola,
bag.
you that I know that you be in Australia. You pulling my legs.
in the UK, one person cannot just work, the other person not work. Both of you have to work. And sometimes most people, when they come with their family, especially with younger children, the wife cannot work because she has to stay at home and look after children.
And take care of
And
the
only
kids.
one person working, trust me, it is not enough to pay bills. We
It's
are on a
not.
tier 2 visa, and I will tell you for a fact that if it was only my husband that was working, I wasn't working, I mean, we'll just be living from, you know how you're just surviving. That is what we'll not be able to send money back home or anything. So it's so hard to rely on only one person's income in the UK. Both of you have to work.
Yeah, Faith, that's why some dependent now, they are doing night jobs. When the husband is working during the day, the wife take
The
night
wife
job.
will
That
work
like that
during
is
the
what
night.
we do. My husband goes in the morning, I work night, so that somebody will always be at home with the
Be at
children.
home with the kids.
Because
Wow.
once he comes back from work by 5, me by 7:30, I'm getting prepared to go for my own night job. So we don't pay anything for childcare.
Wow. That's
But
a good strategy.
but it's a
But
sacrifice because I'm
yeah.
not pursuing my career. I'm doing menial jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you understand. So
And you will even have
it's a
time to even spend
sacrifice.
with each other.
You
Exactly.
won't
Even
have
sometimes
time
we
to
don't even
spend.
see ourselves.
See, they're going to be a strain on the marriage as well.
Yeah.
One thing.
It's sad.
It
So
is very
I want
sad.
to add, and then all of that, for us that are in care, let's not forget that we need to start doing all of these courses, NVQ courses. Start doing your NVQs till you get to the highest level. I'm because I know that once you've done your level 5, you can become a registered manager.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can even travel to other countries,
With
European
that,
countries.
exactly, with all of those certifications, and get higher paying jobs. So it's not just about doing care. We need to start doing all of those courses that will make us get higher pay.
Yeah. So somebody was asking, does the dependent issue affect someone with a doctor who is clamoring to move to the UK with family? So if you're moving to the UK on a work visa, they're just focusing on international students. So I mean, we don't know what is the final decision yet, but I mean, if you have if you have gotten like admission in university in the UK, just start coming now before they implement
ASAP.
officially. And yeah.
And people should please research on other countries too. It's not only UK. I wish I knew about Sweden. I'm still regretting to tomorrow. Seriously, I wish I knew
I'm
about
bringing
Sweden.
someone on tomorrow. The person, she's my friend. She moved from Nigeria to Estonia. She's currently in Estonia. So we'll be having live tomorrow to talk about how she migrated to Estonia via the temporary residence permit. So Estonia, they don't give you like visa, they give you 5 years permanent residence, temporary residence.
Temporary.
Yeah, then after you've spent the 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency in Estonia.
I'll be here. I'll be here
I'll
tomorrow.
be there. So you're not thinking of visa, a lot of visa and all of that. So hi Fisayo, thanks for joining the live.
Hey Faith, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Are you calling
Okay.
from the UK or Nigeria?
Yes, I'm in the UK. I just want to tell everyone that there's this. I think they're trying to create panic and fear for a lot of people, and we just need to be. We just need to understand what we want. I think that's the basic fact. The fact that everybody is relocating to the UK does not mean that you should also do the same thing. I mean, I regret coming to the UK. Canada would have been my best choice.
Oh
That's the
my
fact.
god.
So I think what a lot of us are missing out is the process. There's always a process involved. Canada has a process. Follow through the process and go there with rest of mind. I mean, it's more annoying that you come to this country with a lot of money. I mean, a family of four will spend nothing less than 20 something million in naira to come to this country as a student. And then you don't have peace of mind. You're thinking of sponsorship visa. You're thinking of it is irritating. And these guys are messing up with your mind. They're collecting your money. They're talking about people migrating to this country and talking about all of that. Are they talking about the money we've made them? Are they talking about how much we've contributed into the economy? So if we're thinking in this way, we will not see ourselves as victims. Rather, we'll take control of your future because it's in your hands and look at what you need to do. So if you're in Nigeria and you're thinking of relocating to the UK, take your time. Don't go and take all the loans in the world, sell up everything you have because you want to relocate to the UK. I think it is a wrong mindset to have. I think it's the worst way of relocating. You want to relocate and come and have fun, not relocate and suffer again.
Thank
It's not easy for any 1 year. It is not easy. So guys need to take it easy. Yes, we look at the end of the day, maybe after some few years, you start getting your bearing. That is if your mental clarity is there. But if you're someone that is easily depressed, if you come to this country with a lot of baggage, you will regret it. And that is the fact. That's the truth. So take it easy. Nigeria is not, yes, it's bad, but please take your time, plan, go through the process, and then you can now relocate to a new country and say, okay, yes, now I'm here. What is available for me? Not a country that doesn't want us or a country that is making life miserable and creating panic and fear for people. That's all I want to share, Faith. Take care.
you so much, Fisayo. This is the best comment so far. Like, it's not easy here in the UK at all. Whether you're coming via study routes, work visa, there's still that struggle. I mean, the first 3 months, I'll tell you, I was literally almost slipping into depression. Everything is just difficult. It's just hard. And you still get people telling you, go back to your country. We don't want you. It's so hard, man. So, yeah. Thank you so much for your contribution, Fisayo. So if you have any question, leave it in the comments and I would respond to it. So as an immigrant, how do I get my SINI? Most job application is asking for it. So if you're not in the UK and you're applying for a job and they're asking for national insurance number, you cannot apply for the job. They're using that not to give people. It wasn't like that before. I don't know, all of a sudden. I mean,
They just started.
Yeah, they just started it because they're using that to discourage people who are not in the UK from applying for the job. So any job you're applying for and they're requesting for national insurance number, that means they need people already in the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah. So I have Brimo. Hi, is it Brimo? Thanks for joining the live.
It's Brimo. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
It's been ages. You guys, you guys are like my super mentors here, sincerely speaking.
Where are you from?
I'm afraid we've been watching you guys way from Nigeria before coming in. You guys are, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I know this person. You are in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't been seeing you on IG for a while. How you doing?
Longest time. I'm fine.
Well, it's good to see everyone. Well, I don't think I have too much. You guys have done. Habiswe, how you doing? You've really spoken a lot of our minds, sincerely speaking. Habiswe has hit the nail on the head back to back. It has, especially for couples, for a young family, it's not been easy. But like everyone has said, you have to be strategic. So personally, I came in as a student, but I came with dependents with my family. I'm the one schooling, but my spouse is working. So, like everyone has said, like Omaba said, you have to be very strategic in this journey. You have to, even what the whole process has taught me is, even while planning to come here, you have to think 5 steps ahead. You understand?
Yeah.
That gives you a long-term game plan, because the truth of the matter is, when they see that thing, they say the system is rigged. You understand?
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm very, very detailed. I have turned this thing inside, front, back, center. I've looked at it all around. It is UK would give you one hand here, they'll take it from the back. You understand? No, that's the honest truth. That's just what it is. So for me, I came as a student, I'm studying, but you know, halfway through my studies, I got let me use these words, let me not for lack of word, let me use the word the realization of the fact of how, let me not say useless, my masters is made me lost taste in the whole thing. Sincerely speaking, when you hit the ground running, you realize not as if not useful, but in the reality of it, in the real world context, it is not. In the sense that instead of getting a job, they want your experience, they want your knowledge, they want to see how you understand. So your masters is just okay. Fine, we use that as a point of entry. So what I've been trying to do is, for me, I've been trying to gain a lot of IT skills, a lot of IT skills. And the truth of the matter is, there are opportunities if you look for them. Even your university, they at least for me, they give us a lot of support. You understand, online skills that soft skills that you'll be paying for. So I started getting into project management. I started building my skills in IT project management while I'm doing my masters. You understand, it hasn't been easy into Agile Scrum. So you have to be very, very strategic. So fine, my spouse is working, and all things being equal, she's close to a tier 2 visa or something. Luckily for us, you understand. Just like Habise said, a lot of Nigerians come in and they're all stuck into the rat race of care, 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 care. It's appalling when I see that. I speak to a lot of Nigerian students a lot, and it's appalling. You try to tell them that, come on, guys, look beyond this, but you're just, I don't know. So
But it's easier,
yeah, but easy is not always the best. You get easy is not always the best, sincerely speaking. So if it's going to take you, if you get a care job and you see, there's something called fulfillment. If you get a care job and you're not happy doing that for the next 5 years, what impact is it going to have on you as a person? What impact is it going to have on the marriage, on the partner? You understand? 5 years is a long time to be doing something
that you
Be
don't like.
stuck in something
Yeah,
you don't like.
Brimo, you can't really blame them. There was this neighbor of mine. He came to my house last week. He has 4 kids. I think 12, 15, and 10. So the man is like an elderly man, but he came via study route, and his visa is expiring February. A old man, he broke down in tears and he was scared.
See,
I'm telling you. So if you see people, you don't really judge them when you see people taking up care roles. The man was elderly and he broke down in tears and he was like, I don't want to go back. I've sold everything I own.
Yeah, it's the story we
So
all
you understand, Brimo. So sometimes you can't
yeah.
really blame them.
No.
Because
The thing
because
is,
that is just the only role that is offering sponsorship. And
But
it's
it's
not because UK is kind or they are benevolent. It's because those roles, there are people are not ready to take it up. So that is why they are making it easier for immigrants to come and take it up.
And
So
even at
to me, I
those
said it's
roles,
not a favor. Care visa is not a favor. No, it's not a favor. It's because that is what people can take without questioning. That's what they are making it easier. The tier 2 job, why can't you make it easier? A friend went for an interview. She graduated with a first class. He said her interview was, she did MBA. Her interview was okay, everything. She now said, okay, I want a sponsorship. The HR was just like dodging the question and everything. So she keep calling the HR. The HR now said, you know what, I like you. I'm going to tell you the truth. That what is on the TV, on the media, PR, Abia Tier 2 is different from the reality on ground.
Exactly.
That they are making it hard for companies to get a license. That is this what is telling that my friend that this is it's an inside secret that is not known to everybody. That they are making it hard for companies to actually get that license of sponsorship. I'm telling you. So that's why when people say they go to, you see good salary, good job, good package, but no sponsorship. Does it make sense? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Like, if
So
a company can pay
Bisi,
that much, how can they not afford sponsorship? You know?
Exactly.
Obviously, let's be real to ourselves, okay? If you go on the UK.gov website, there's a list of companies that offer sponsorship, right? That's on one hand. Then secondly, now, if the jobs that offer sponsorship, there are certain skill sets you're looking for. You understand? This is where I'm very realistic with myself. Like I said, I came to study one particular course, fine, in management, but I saw what the terrain is. In fact, I'm not even planning for UK. I'm planning for Canada out in Guinea. Sincerely speaking,
Oh my God.
my dear,
Canada should be prepared for the food that
You
comes,
people should not leave me. Oh.
like, see, no, it shouldn't matter because I've started gaining all these skills because I know that in the long run, you understand, you have to position yourself to be a marketable product, to be a global product. That in fact, US is there, Canada is there, Australia, you understand, but you take what you can get from the system, or you have UK work experience, or you have social training, you understand, social masters from social school, you understand, your degrees recognized, gain all of that, build yourself and shoot yourself out there. So you cannot wait on. I see a lot of Nigerians, they wait until the last minute when your visa is about to expire before you start. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You understand? Yeah. So
Brian,
you
and about those companies that you are saying that they are on the list of sponsorship, don't be surprised, oh. If I tell you this journey of sponsorship, you will be shocked.
I know.
Because when my husband came, he got his job, his own field. So, and civil engineering is in high demand. So my husband, even he was the one even choosing the one he wants. So you'll be surprised. All those companies say that they are sponsoring. It was when we started doing, realize that they'll be telling you, no, it's not in our budget for this year. We've exhausted our different stories.
Yeah, so that I don't want to use, I don't, there's this thing called this systemic or structural R word, you understand? I don't want to use that language on this platform. You get those things are there. So
True.
So the things, what we have to do is you have to figure out how to beat the system. Many a times, these companies want you to come in, do 6 months, do 1 year. You understand? Prove your value. You understand?
Exactly.
Trust me, I know people that they are begging for sponsor. This thing is, these guys, they are watching you, you are watching them. They don't just give you this on a platter of gold.
Thank you. That's
you should come in.
I work in a recruitment firm, and I will tell you that this is fact. Honestly.
Yeah. I see. Like I said, I look at things very detailed. I have done this inside, left, right, back, and center. I take a lot of part-time roles at the university to build up my UK work experience. In fact, I'm almost done. I'm taking a lot of graduate recruitment fairs. You understand? Because companies were already talking, but they want you to come in. By the minute they tell them tier 4, they say the conversation just ends. So they want you to come in, do your 6 months, do 1 year, and trust me, they will be begging. But the thing is, you have to have, so for like a couple now, if just like you said, the one partner is following a career path, the other partner can be doing the care to at least give you guys some platform, you understand, stability for a while. You definitely get it. It just takes time. This thing takes process and planning. That's just my honest opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Hi, Priscilla. Thanks for joining the live.
Hi, thanks for having me. This is actually my very first live, so I hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So hi, I'm Faith. Thanks for this platform. I've been following you for quite a while now, and I think the information has been very, very, very helpful. So I really thank you for all the research and everything you do. It's really, really helped us here in the UK.
Are you calling Are you in the UK or not in the UK?
I'm in the UK.
Oh, okay.
in the
I mean,
UK.
a lot
Yeah.
of people have questions in the comment. They want to know those on student visa, what's going on. We all know, we in the UK, we know how. I mean, I can't say a lot. So,
So I just want to speak on my own experience. So in my own case, right, I came in from Dubai. I lived in Dubai for like 5 years. My husband got a job in Dubai in 2016. So we moved there and I was there for 5 years. And I don't know if you're very familiar with how Dubai is. You don't get papers, regardless of how many years you stay there.
yeah,
So it
that's true.
became imperative for us to have like a fallback because of the issues Nigerians were having. So I came in here to study. My husband is still in Dubai, but I came in here with my daughter. I came to do another master's. I've done one previous master's in the UK about 11, 12 years ago. So
Oh,
I
wow.
came back to do another master's. We tried Canada for like how many years? And I guess because of my age, I was a primary applicant. It just never really worked. And my husband is in IT, but for some reason too, I don't know, we never got any nomination. So like for most people, I don't think UK was actually their first option. Most of us just had to fall back on UK because the process was seemed a little faster just to get in. So I'm kind of familiar with the whole UK shenanigans, to be honest, because the very first time I came to do my master's, this 2 year rule, this 2 year post study thing was there. My set was the very last that got the post study work permits before they cancelled it
Yeah,
completely.
I heard they canceled before and they started it again after the Brexit.
Yeah. Yeah, so to be honest, the process hasn't changed. The whole thing hasn't changed. When they rebranded this whole thing, they made it seem like it's a much easier process. But from my own experience, especially for those that stayed back that time, I didn't stay back. I went back to Nigeria. Most of them left frustrated after the 2 years post-study work permits time ended because they couldn't get sponsorships. Very many of them couldn't even get jobs in the field for which they came to study. So most of them were doing like factory work, the same care job they're talking about. So this whole thing is like a repeat of what happened like some
Deja
10,
vu.
11, 12 years ago. Yeah, it's nothing new. So like
Wow.
what Brian and other people have said, you have to be extremely strategic. And for me, because I've had that knowledge before, I kind of brought that experience into the UK now coming back. And what has worked for me so far is I've leveraged on my connections from Dubai to come in here. So some of the connections I built from my previous workplace has kind of given me an edge here. And luckily for me, I just got a job in a company that owns one of the companies I worked with in Dubai. However, yeah, not with sponsorship, although not with sponsorship from the get-go. Definitely for most employers, what I understood from most recruiters I've spoken to here, many companies are reluctant to just sponsor you because, first of all, the cost is crazy.
Very.
Very crazy. It will cost the company on the average for the whole 5 years sponsorship close to 12 to 15,000 pounds. If you are
It's
to
per
calculate the
person.
cost of the
Oh,
cost of
wow.
the visa alone,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
for,
yeah.
yeah, if you add the cost of the visa costs about roughly 5,000 pounds. If you get sponsorship for a company that's not willing to pay for that cost, you have to bear the cost yourself, right? Then there's an annual fee that the company pays to the government. It's called I've forgotten what it's called, something about human capital, something fee.
Or charge or something. Immigration
They pay that exact over £1,000.
per
Then
year.
also, yeah, so by the time you add up all of that, it comes to roughly £12,000 or something ridiculous. And for somebody you have not even tried or you've not seen how competent they are in a particular job, in a particular work it is you're recruiting them for, you wouldn't expect companies to take on that kind of risk.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies are not willing to sponsor from the get-go. Now, for people who are in fields that are in the shortage demand list, regardless, the government has already provided some kind of assistance to companies in that sector. Number one, they don't have to pay the health surcharge. So for those in the health sciences, right, those who are applying for care works and getting visas, you don't pay the health surcharge. In my
Yeah.
own case, I work in financial services compliance. I have to pay the health surcharge for the 5 years that I'm going to be sponsored.
Hmm.
if you add
Wow.
up that if you add up that
Wow.
amount. So the whole thing is ridiculously expensive. And what a recruiter told me, because at some point I finished my studies in September, I had, this mental torture you go through trying to figure out how to get through that process? Do I apply for my postgraduate work visa if I don't get anything? You understand? Anything reasonable? What do I do? Do I go back to Dubai? What am I going to do? Like, so many thoughts just keep running through your head. Luckily for me, like I said, I leveraged on my contacts in Dubai. However, a lot of recruiters, what they advised me and what they told me was that most companies are not going to sponsor people. So even when you have the graduate visa, you attend interviews. Once you even mention, I have a graduate visa, they're like, okay, we don't even want to hire you because after that 2 years, we may have to sponsor you. So if you find a company that is willing to hire you just for that 2-year period and they're satisfied with the fact that, okay, fine, let's try this girl for 2 years. If we don't like her, we can always, she can probably go back home. We're not going to sponsor her. Or we'll put out the same job again and re-advertise in the future. A lot of employers actually are approaching this thing from that perspective. They don't necessarily want to hire. And those who are looking to hire people who are going to stay more long-term are not even willing to even give you the opportunity to prove yourself. I spoke to many recruiters and I said, why don't the company employ me first? Let me work for at least 12 months, under my graduate visa. If you're satisfied with my performance, I don't even mind paying for, bearing the cost of this whole sponsorship thing. Maybe over the years, you can deduct it from my salary. But a lot of employers are not even willing to give you that opportunity. It's very depressing because especially when you attend interviews, first stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, you get to the very last stage.
Once
And
it
they
gets to
keep
that
giving,
visa stage, you
I'm
just say,
telling you,
See,
they keep,
Priscilla.
once you just get to that visa stage, what visa are you on?
Priscilla, you are very right. Even one lady that got a sponsorship job for their family of 5, they paid for 5 years. They paid £25,000. Then
yeah,
they pay
it's
IHS for 5 years.
ridiculously
Yes,
Oh my
expensive.
god.
It's
it's
ridiculously
expensive.
expensive.
I
That's for
mean,
And
the
that's
that's for
why
the non-care route here.
Yes, the non-shortage demand list. So I'm not sure if, like, I have some friends that came in through, they got direct sponsorship from Nigeria. They were so blessed. The lady, my friend, okay, both of the husband and wife, they're actually my friends, but the lady was supposed to come in under as a student, right? She's gotten admission. She had paid part of her fees. They have 3 kids. So the husband started looking for jobs on the basis that he was going to be her dependent, right? And they're both in IT. So he started applying from Nigeria like months back. Luckily for him, he got an interview with Amazon strictly because he told them that he's going to be a dependent. He got admission. He did extremely well in the interview. He got the job. And guess what? The company said, you know what? Let's just sponsor this guy.
wow.
So they sponsored his whole family. And the wife said, you know what? I don't need to waste money for this school fees.
Collect
We
her money
trust
back,
it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
trust
Yes.
it.
And guess what? On the basis that her husband was getting sponsorship for them, she now applied to another IT company and she got a full-time job. So now they scrapped the whole, they didn't have to waste money to come here, paying
You
school
have to be
fees.
very strategic. That's
Yes,
it.
both of them now are sponsored separately. She works for Dell, the husband works for Amazon. And
Exactly.
so sometimes some people are just lucky though, but like what Brian was saying, you have to be very strategic. And if one way you're thinking of doesn't work, you need to have like a plan A, plan B, plan C. And you need to think really, really fast. Like if this
And
thing doesn't work.
you need to get new
yeah.
skills. See, the truth of the matter, what forgive me for
Yeah.
unfaith. Forgive me, but many people, many Nigerians, many of us coming in, if you look at it truly, if you look at the skill set, especially maybe just remove the medicals, basic business people. Look at the skills you're bringing in. It's not adaptable. I'm studying a global course. They tell you to teach you how to operate in a global environment, work in a multinational. Do we really have those kind of soft skills that can fit into those roles? You understand? Let us think out of the box for your own self. Try and develop yourself. Aside from, because many of us are even looking at the school. People are going to and wanting to leave the school, not talk of adding new skills. You're already here. Go to the school, get additional skills, make yourself a valuable product. I know people that sponsorship are chasing them, sincerely speaking.
But Faith,
Yeah,
I want
that's
to
true.
ask, why can't UK do like Republic of Ireland? Republic of
I
Ireland, if your job is in occupation, like shortage of
2 years.
occupation, just get a job. That's what they're after, a permanent job.
No, but see, no,
Once
do you know how much money they make from all these fees, visa fees you pay?
you are
Do you
right.
know how much money they make?
So it still boils down to your money.
It does
It's
too.
money. UK does
You
not
remember
have
the other
jobs.
caller that said UK is a business center? Let's just be honest. UK is a business center.
It's true.
Because they don't produce anything now. Think about it. What do they produce?
No, they
Everything
don't
here
have
is expensive. This is
so
one of the countries with the most expensive visa application fees, whether it's you are visiting or whether you are coming as a student or it's so bloody expensive. All other countries, when you apply to the US, how much is their visa fee? You apply to Canada, how much is their visa fee? All these other European countries, how much? Only the UK that is so freaking expensive. You're paying thousands of pounds. That's
I
how
said,
they generate income.
Priscilla, Republic of Ireland, when Faith did a video about it, I could not sleep that night. Just get a job.
I
I
need
just
to
say,
watch it
please,
though. Let me
just
know
get
whether
a
I
job
should move there.
if you just
in
get a
certain
job,
occupation.
like you can
And they will
sponsor
give you 2
yourself.
years. After 2 years, you become a PR.
2 years.
What
If you have a job in shortage of
what
pay.
else do you want? What else do you want? Hey,
A
why
lot of
can't
people are
UK
coming
just be
to
like that?
UK because it's English speaking. Is another thing I've realized from all the comments I've read. People don't want to go to other European countries because of the language barrier.
Yeah.
So it's easier to move to an English speaking country. But again, you see those countries that have language barrier, they have a lot of perks. Me, I'm like, I don't know, we will do sign language as long as the government speaks.
You see, and you'll be surprised.
We'll do sign language.
Nigerians are resilient though. The day I saw a Nigerian person speaking German, I was
Nigerians are
shocked.
speaking
Nigerians speak Finnish.
Chinese.
They
They're
speak
speaking.
Chinese. They
I'm
speak
telling you.
German. Nigeria can learn any language because as a child in Nigeria, you are automatically a bilingual. You speak your native language and you speak English. So you have that thing in you to be able to learn other language easy as compared to other people that they are just used to one language. But in Nigeria, you will speak Yoruba. Sometimes if you have a neighbor that is maybe Hausa or Igbo, you will still be able to speak a little bit of, you understand? Yeah. And in our schools, they teach us a little bit of French. So by that, we usually be able, so when we go to other countries, I trust Nigeria. If they enter any country,
I mean, I
if they see
interviewed
the
5
text, they go
ladies.
learn the language. Is it not
I
Nigerians?
interviewed 5 ladies in Sweden. They are all Nigerians. They moved to Sweden from Nigeria as a student. They have kids. The Swedish government is paying them for those children. Childcare is like completely free from childbirth.
They are paying them more. They are paying them well. Sweden. When I heard about it, I was like, God, am I a stick?
I think a lot of times we don't do enough research. We tend to do this bandwagon mentality. You understand? Oh, everybody's going to Canada. Everybody goes to Canada. Oh, it's UK. Everybody goes to UK. You come to UK. Oh, it's K. Everybody goes to K. You understand? We need to then. That's my observation.
It's just the head mentality.
We have that a lot. So, and the few that stand out are the few that actually do research, take their time to learn about so many of those things.
We migrated via this skilled worker visa, and the reason I would say that the only reason we got that job was because my husband was working in Big Four in Nigeria as an accountant. But if that Big Four already gave him like leverage to be able to land sponsorship, and he got another Big Four in the UK because the Big Four have the same standard across countries. So it was easier for him to move to another Big Four in the UK. But getting sponsorship, especially during that first time that the care thing started, they were sponsoring a lot of people, but people started messing up. So many stories living when they get here, they will run away. So now employers just want, okay, come, we'll see you first. Work, let's see if you are, in fact, if you're good enough, then we can sponsor you. And again, the fact that people are coming from Ukraine, do you know that the government is like favoring Ukraine? Sometimes they carry people. Some companies want to employ Ukraine just to support them, even if they give them, they favor them more. And with the more people are coming to the UK, I mean, the harder it will be for other people to get job and settle in, accommodation, education, the health system. Is a lot of pressure. I think this is the highest net migration so far in the UK.
That we've ever had.
500,000 people have moved to the UK between which year to 2022. So now everything is going to be a lot difficult. Even earlier it was easier when we came that time. I mean, getting jobs, things were a lot easier, getting accommodation, but now it's so hard.
It's getting worse by
but the government is not looking at the positive from this. Like, this is also an opportunity for them to expand their economy, expand their real estate sector. Those are the things that they should be focusing on. Because at the end of the day, these people that came in as students, these so-called students that they keep talking about, we didn't come here for free. Oh. Do you know, even for those dependents that they keep complaining about, how much do we pay in visa fees for each dependent? About the same amount of money I'm paying for myself who is coming to school. It's not cheap. So even though they're providing things like free education, if you look at it, how much does a UK person pay? Almost half what you pay as an international student, right? You understand what I'm saying? So are you telling me that the excess on that, what do they use the money for?
Even
They're using it to
in
run.
my area, some houses that they've abandoned for so long, they started renovating them, putting them for rent. Even some shops, they converted it to house. So the industry, the estate industry is really booming.
It's
It's
really
really booming.
generally
Booming.
You know?
there's a
They are
spike, but
making money.
yeah,
And these
but
people, we are bringing money to come and spend, though. We are not asking them for their money. So they should look at ways to expand their economy to accommodate this increase.
Yeah, now they are saying they are looking for students in high league universities. How many people can afford high leagues university in the UK? Even their own people, can they afford
Exactly.
Now
Exactly.
if you're coming to study in the UK, you have to be going to one of the high leagues university, or else you will not
But
be.
those things are even overrated. I'm sorry. Me, I went to one school that is regarded amongst the top 20. And I'm not going to call the name here, but the my experience was really, really very disappointing. I mean, I came to do my master's before many years ago. I think I got a far better experience than I got from this one. You understand? And the reason why I applied to this school is because the previous school I went to too was among top 10. And I was like, you know what? In order to maintain that, to kind of maintain that kind of consistency, let it not be that I attended a top school and now I'm coming to a much lower school. I paid freaking £25,000 as school fees. And what I got in return, to be honest, rubbish. Very, very
When I was
disappointing.
moving, my own 14,000 was too much.
You get what I'm saying? It's very annoying when you think about schools
I
that
think
people paid much
for those
lower.
kind of
Schools that
schools,
people paid much lower, they got way better treatment, for their international students. Another thing that I forgot to mention about the recruiters, the advice I got. When you check the UK Gov website for the companies that do have the right to sponsor, not all of them sponsor all the different roles that are being advertised. Because one of the issues that I had too was I applied to some of those companies. They have the right to sponsor. However, they explained that, we only have 10 slots, or we only have 15 slots, we only have 20 slots. And those slots are reserved for certain levels and for certain jobs. So if the job that is being advertised is not one that is meant to be sponsored, even though the company generally has a license to sponsor,
Can't sponsor
they
you.
will not sponsor you.
The government is even restricting how many people they can sponsor per company.
Exactly.
Like you have like a slot. If you exceed the slot, you will not be able to sponsor more people, except you're a very big organization. Very
Yes.
big, like big
So
force.
that's another challenge also in applying for jobs.
Yeah. Hi,
And you will not know until you get to the interview stage.
Yeah. Thanks for joining the live.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are you joining from the UK?
Yes, I'm joining from the UK. And I'm new in the UK, just barely 1 month. And I was in the Netherlands. Why I actually decided to join is because somebody has talked about moving to Netherlands.
Oh, okay. It's getting interesting.
Yeah.
It is. It is. So let's hear. It's an interesting story. Let's hear.
Yeah, sometimes it's actually greener on the other side.
That side.
It's actually greener on the other side. Though, for me, I think from everything that has been said here, one has to actually look carefully on, one, the course you're studying and the country you're going to. I'm a medical doctor. Yeah, I went to Netherlands, though, based on scholarship. World Bank gave me scholarship. So, to a large extent, I had no control over it. I just had to go. But when I finished my master's, I got reality of, the fact that it is not the right place for me as a medical personnel, because for me to actually fit into the society, in terms of practice what I have invested my time and energy. I need to still do a lot. It's just like, starting afresh. And then, of course, I looked for other jobs. Yes, you will get interview. But when it gets to sponsorship, it's still a problem.
Exactly.
When it gets to can you speak the language fluently, is a problem. So though I'm new to the UK, but I feel here you're competing for one thing. Well, the government regulation, the recent regulations they are talking about, I know is a problem. Everybody is thinking about it. But I'm just trying to relate what happens here to what happens in the Netherlands. A lot of students are really frustrated and they have to go back home because they don't have job. A lot of people will stay to maybe 1 month. They'll just get into basically what they will not want to do, just to stay back. Some people will start staying illegally. Yeah. So somehow it's greener. I think the ultimate thing, like everybody has summarized, is having a plan. And of course, when I stayed, after my master, I attended a lot of interviews, like up to 10. At the end of the day, can you speak the language and all that actually prevented me from getting those things. I had to face what could give me money so that I can move to where I feel will be easy for me to just fit into my profession. And that's why I had to move. So even moving in the first place, of course, I moved to Netherlands actually with the hope that once I finish what I'm doing, I'm going back to Nigeria. So it's actually along the way that I changed my mind. I'm not going back again. So the thing is that these things, it looks greener the other way. But for me, it's about being strategic, like everybody has said, which is what I'm also taking from this event I attended now. I have to just be strategic and start working even before you go to that place you're planning to go. You have to have a strategy. This is what I'm planning. If you want to move, like personally, I know I might still move. I may still move to Canada, but the fact is that this place is easier for me. I may still move to Canada or Australia, but the thing is that here it's easier for me in my profession to just get into and, have my work experience. And if I want to move, then it's easy for me to move to other places. And if I'm moving, it's straight job. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
I was
contribution.
going to ask him if the language barrier is a challenge for most Nigerians that are facing in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, that even for me as a person, I applied for jobs after my master's. I got interviews. But at the end of the day, by the time you finish, you performed well in the interview. The two key things that actually prevent them from giving you a job will be the sponsorship, because they also pay. I don't know the details of that. I know it's the key factor. The sponsorship, and are you familiar with the local language? But of course, people who are in the IT sector,
Yeah.
if you go to Netherlands, that's good for you, because English is like, the basic language for IT. So most time they don't really care about language. But if you're in like other sector, okay, for instance, I am medical, I need to know the language because you're going to interact with people.
Yeah.
So it's a big issue. I know others who are not maybe paramedics and all that. Language is also an issue. And then the sponsorship is like that everywhere, because that's why definitely companies will prefer people who have who they don't need to sponsor. So it's only when maybe you have a special skill that amongst everybody who has attended the interview, the skill is required and they don't have it. That's when you're favored. That's when they sponsor you.
I mean, so that means before you move to any country, you have to think about your occupation. Is it
Yeah.
needed this country? Will I flourish here?
Yeah.
Language barrier and all of that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Anyway, guys, thank you all for joining the live. We have come to the end of today's live. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your advice, and everyone watching. I hope you learned one or two things. It's not fate coming to tell you what to do. You heard the contribution from everyone that joined this live. So think about be strategic. I think the only thing I'm taking from this live is strategy, plan before you travel to any country. In fact, not just the UK. Have plans and strategy in place.
You're welcome.
So guys, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.